It's our first episode of 2011.
All right, good
Yeah. It took us a while. You know, in Wisconsin we had
deal. A lot of snow.
and we had a lot of snow, a very cold spring.
Yes. Yeah.
Not like Cold Spring Road,
But tomorrow's supposed to be like 93, so.
yeah, and we already had like 2 days that were almost 100 since then. But it's been a very busy spring, so we're a little behind, but we're back and here's our first episode.
And we're going to be talking about lupine, mulching, as well as tilling your garden or not to till. And
We're also going to do a little bit about the dripline sprinkler that I installed this week.
yeah,
So it's just a nice short little episode.
great.
Yep,
Here we go.
let's go. Okay.
Hi. So we're at my house, Erin's house today. And earlier in the spring, I talked to Jen about tilling up my garden because I bought a tiller a couple years ago. And Jen mentioned that maybe I shouldn't till because it really, it's not seen as such a good thing anymore, that it tills up all the weeds and it kind of spreads the seeds of weeds. So this year I didn't. I added my compost. And then after that, because I do get so many weeds, and if I go on vacation, I come back and, you know, weeds will be knee high. So I put mulch down this year, and my weeds are really to a minimum. One of my neighbors asked if, you know, that's bad for the roots and oxygen. I haven't really seen a problem with that, but I know I care more about the weeds. I'm more of a perennial person and bushes and trees than vegetables, but I would rather not do a lot of weeding, and this has been great. So if you're somebody who doesn't like to weed, you could try this. And I use cocoa bean mulch because it spreads with minimal layer. It goes back into the soil really easy for a vegetable garden and keeps the weeds out. Thanks. Hi. So I went to an energy fair in Custer, Wisconsin a couple weeks ago, and I ran into a guy who was asking another lady about lupine. And lupine's one of my favorite flowers, so I was standing by listening to see if I could add any information. Anyway, he was asking how to plant it. And so these are the seed pods. These are already spent. They flowered, I don't know, like early June, sometimes late May. And in these seed pods are all these little seeds that I will show you. Now, I wouldn't plant these right away. They actually have to dry out, and they look kind of black and gray when they dry, but that's what they look like. And actually, to get them dry, you can do two things. You can cut a bunch of these and hang them in your garage or your basement. But this last year, I put them on top of my hot tub, and it's so hot there that they all broke open and seeds were all over the top, and I just scooped them up and put them into bags. And then when you plant them, you just put them like, half inch into the ground. And they don't really get a plant until almost the second year. That's about this size right here. So this is a second year growth. And on the third year, they'll get this big and they will flower. And they smell great. They're kind of peppery and they're just gorgeous. They can be white, yellow, pink, purple, blue. A lot of mine are blue and white and purple and white. But yeah, so it takes a couple of years, and some of them are the ones butterflies like, and some are the kind that they are indifferent to. I don't know the difference between that though. But when you do dig them up, they have a long taproot, like the opposite of this, and it goes all the way down, kind of like a dandelion. So you have to be sure to really dig deep. Otherwise, if you sever that taproot, the plant dies really easy. So anyway, that's a little bit about lupine, one of my favorite plants.
Well, today I'm going to try to install a dripline sprinkler system. I have my hoses, my sprinklers, my attachments for my faucet. So let's see how this goes. The first step is to hook it up to your water faucet outside, or maybe a rain barrel with a bilge pump. And then you run the main line tubing like I have here out to where you want it, and then you'll probably want to stake it down, make sure to put your end caps on. I'm going to actually take an extra step, and I am going to bury my line because, as you can see, I had to run it across my lawn to my garden. So that's a step that not everyone would need to take. But I buried it under my lawn, out to my garden, and then brought it back up again. So here's the real test. I have it all staked down, I have my sprinklers on, and then let's see if this works. Ooh, looks like it's working. This was a really fast and easy project to do. Took me probably less than 2.5 hours to do my whole entire hosta garden, and I highly recommend doing this with your gardens, adding a drip line system. So here we are.
Okay, well, we are wrapping up our first episode of the season for 2011.
Pretty exciting. Maybe we'll have some giveaways later this year.
Giveaways?
Giveaways!
Like what? Like, you're not getting rid of me.
Well, we did talk about that once. We'd give Erin away for a day.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I'm
Or a
okay
date.
with that. A date.
Yeah. Or a day.
You don't have to like gardening, though. Just me.
But it would help.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, that was our first episode for 2011, and hopefully we'll have a lot more yet this summer for you.
Thank you, our cast, or our audience out there, the wild boars.
Yeah, and just watch out for wild boars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They can be vicious.
Exactly.
They run around these parts.
Yeah, Wisconsin. They like the cheese.
Yeah, I've stepped in their scat a few times. It's not a good thing. All right, well, thanks for joining us.
Bye.
Bye. Got him? Jen, I believe that we've found some scat from the wild boars.
Ooh, I can hear them. It's the wild boars.
Wild boars of Wisconsin.